welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, kind of just hair and makeup. I have to go to work in a little bit, so I thought I would just sit down and kind of get ready with you guys. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump right into it. I'm going to be starting off first with my eyes just because I am using like a darker red color, and if I have red falling on my face, it's almost impossible to get out. So I'm going to start by using the Essence Heart Color Intensifying eyeshadow base. I got this for $3 at Ulta. I'm just going to rub that in. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go in with my Makeup Geek and Manny MUA palette, and I'm going to be using the colors Beaches and Cream, which is this top middle color. They do sell this color like individually. You don't have to have the palette. I'm just going to go ahead and take a Morphe M505 brush. It's just like a fluffy blending brush. I'm going to tap Beaches and Cream, and I'm going to put that in the crease of my eyeball. It's a pretty neutral color, so it'll most likely match a lot of like fair to medium skin tone eyes. Next I'm going to go in with, I'm just going to use the same brush, but I'm going to go in with Sora. This one is limited to this palette since Manny created it. This just creates a little bit more depth in your crease by also giving it some color. So now I'm going to go in with Mars. It's this color right at the bottom of the Manny palette. This is also exclusive just to the palette, but it is such a beautiful red color. You just want to lightly get some of this red on, and you want to build it rather than just packing a ton on at a time, because the red is so pigmented that if you mess up and you get it somewhere that you don't want it, it's most likely not going to move. So I want to keep this to basically my outer and my inner corner because I'm going to do almost like a halo effect. So you just pack, I'm going to pack a little bit on the edge and slowly blend that out. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit in my inner corner, and try not to bring it up too high because you'll start getting a weird effect with this red. And then you can go back over it as much as you need to get your to get the intensity that you like. I just highly recommend starting out really lightly because you're gonna hate yourself if you pack a ton on there and then you can't get it off. And I'm gonna take my Morphe M433 brush. This is probably my favorite brush that I have of Morphe's. It's just so like, it's a good blending brush, but it's so small that you can get like right in your crease. And I'm not going to pick up any extra product, but I am just going to kind of blend that out so that there's no harsh lines whatsoever. Especially since this red is so pigmented that it's really easy for it to get to have like a stark line, even if you don't mean to put it there or anything like that. It still sometimes does it itself. I'm going to bring it down a little bit towards my lower lash line, but I'm not going to bring it underneath just yet because we haven't done the rest of our face. And I always hate putting like lower lash line stuff on before I do my concealer because I feel like I'm not getting my concealer like all the way up in there, if that makes sense. And then you can always fix it up with your concealer too. And if you feel like you're bringing the red too far up, you can always go back in with that fluffy brush. Like, you don't have to put any extra shadow on it because it probably already has some of Beaches and Cream and Sora left on it. And just keep blending that out at the top. Expected it to be pretty chalky and maybe kind of hard to blend because it is such a red, and like red eyeshadow is so hard, I feel like, for people to achieve without it being like just kind of dull and lifeless. I chose a really dumb sweater to wear when I'm trying to do red eyeshadow. So smart. And I don't necessarily, like, I messed up. I don't necessarily want to create like a winged triangle-y effect on the eye. I want it to be more rounded like it is over here. So I'm just going to fix that by doing circular motions. And then afterwards I'm going to go through with a brush and maybe a makeup remover wipe to get any excess product off my face before I go in with my concealer and stuff. Now that I have been finished with my red, I'm going to actually go in with Bitten from Makeup Geek. This is just one of the single eyeshadows with the same brush that I used to put the red on. And I'm just going to faintly put this on the inner and the outer side of the corners, but closer to the lash line, just to give it that little extra depth. And I'm just going to pat that on there. You don't have to rub or anything. If anything, that'll take off more color. So now that I'm finished, now that I'm actually finished with all my red, I'm going to take my Tarte Color Vibes palette. This is one of their holiday palettes, and this thing is so big and so beautiful. But I'm going to take this color up here that's called Medium. It's this really pretty, like, golden caramel-y color. I'm going to use one of the Real Techniques blending brushes. And I'm going to put Medium all over the center of my eyeball. And I'm going to bring it all the way up. While my eyelashes are drying, I'm going to show you guys the lashes that I picked up. They're from a website called Crave Lashes. I found them on Instagram. I think I found them through one of the girls that I follow. I'm not sure. But they were beautiful, and they don't have a very large following. But I was surprised because their products were so beautiful. These are called the Red Velvet lashes, and as you can see, they have like a tapered effect, so they're kind of smaller at the front and then they wing out, so it's like almost like a cat eye. Also picked up their lash adhesive. I think I got the black one. But these lashes are pretty cheap. I think they are only $8.75, or you can get a 3-pack for about $20, I want to say. It was very reasonable. I think the eyelash glue was about $5 or something like that. But their packaging is super cute. They sent me like a hot pink box when it came in, and it was really cute. I've never used black adhesive before, so this will be pretty interesting. And one last time before I put these lashes on, I am gonna curl my lashes. Oh wow. These are so pretty. See if I can get a close up. These are so pretty. Go in with the L'Oreal Magic Lumi primer. I'm more oily to normal skin tone, but I do like to have a little glow because I'm going to go in with another type of primer for my T-zone area. So I just put like a little dot and just lightly pat that all over my face. Go in next with my Benefit Porefessionals primer, and I'm just going to take this like a little bit and put it right in the inner corners of my eye and on the top of my nose. For my foundation, I use the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation. I am in shade 101 because I'm pale. And lately I've been using, I got these oval brushes from my makeup brush set. They look like this. This is my favorite foundation brush at the moment. I was using a beauty blender, but I just felt like I used the Real Techniques one, and I really like it. I love it for my concealer, but I felt like it was sucking up a lot of my foundation. My favorite concealer is Urban Decay's Naked Skin, shade Fair Neutral, and I put a little bit under my eyeballs. One down the middle. Spread some out there. And then I just take that sponge and I go ahead and blend everything out. I feel like this works. I feel like this works the best when I do patting motions instead of like swiping. It seems to sit better on the skin. And I don't know if that's because I'm putting it on top of a matte foundation or what. once my entire face is dry, I take the NYX Stay Matte But Not Flat Powder Foundation and just like a little small foundation brush, and I just pop that all over my face. This gives it a little bit of just a little bit more color, and it also helps everything stay in place. So since I am going to also be doing a lip color, I want to keep the face pretty muted down, so I don't want like a bright ass highlight. I'm going to take my Makeup Revolution blush palette. Inside of it you get 4 blushes, which are the ones down here, and then you get 4 highlights, which I think is like such a cool idea. I believe they probably made it to where like they kind of pair with each other. But I think they're beautiful mix match. But I'm going to use this highlight right here. It's a very like nude to almost very, very pale pink. Like it on deeper skin tones, it would probably turn out a little bit more pinky than nude. But I'm going to take that on just this little brush and do my highlight. I wanted to do a highlight, but I just didn't want it to be like, bam, like the first thing you notice about my face is that it's highlighted. I wanted it to be pretty subtle, but still give a very like beautiful sheen. So for my bottom lash line, I want to keep it very open, but I also wanted to have like a little bit more gold in it. So I'm going to take medium again with that same Real Techniques brush and dust it underneath. For my bottom lash line, I'm going to take my ColourPop gel eyeliner. This one is in Honey Dude. It's like the nudish one. And I'm going to put that in my waterline. I do have a brow tutorial on my channel, but I'm going to do my brows a little bit differently today just because they desperately need some help, meaning they need shaped and waxed. And these girls just haven't had attention paid to them in a while. It's the eyebrow cake powder from NYX. This is so dirty, please don't judge me. But it has like a little wax pot in here and then 2 browns, and I use my Morphe B45 brush. It's just like an eyeliner brush, but it's really, really nice and it works for my brows. And what I typically do is I will dip into this darker brown color because it matches my brows just a little bit better, and then I just kind of like swipe it in the wax, and then I will slowly brush it through my brows. To give it that shape that I want. And I will only dip it in the wax maybe like once, maybe twice, because all I want the wax to do is to help my hairs like lay down flat on my head. There's really, at least I don't know of any other real reason for the wax other than to help your hairs stay down. I'm going to do my other brow. I'm going to take like a small little brush. This one happens to be my Morphe brush. It doesn't have a number on it since it's been worn down, but it's extremely tiny. It's for underneath your eyes, but I like to use it for like anything and everything that I can. So I'm going to use this for my highlights, and I'm just going to go back into that Makeup Revolution palette and just use the same highlight that I used on my face. And I'm just going to put that at the highest point of my brow bone. No need to put it underneath the whole thing. So that basically wraps up the face. The only thing that I have left to do is put my lips on. So I have a ton of different reds, and I really wanted to do like a bright red lip. I've been seeing a lot of people lately do a very colorful eye, but then also pair it with a colorful lip. And I know that most of the time that goes against makeup rules. So I had a couple different red lipsticks and liquid lipsticks, but the one that I found I liked the best was my Revlon. I think it's just one of their regular glosses. It's called Color Burst, and it's number 18, and it's called Fire. First I'm going to line it with my NYX lip liner in Hot Red. It's just like the Fire Engine red one. I'm going to jump into curling my hair real quick. I use the Tresemme Thermal Creation Spray as my heat protectant. So I just quickly spray that all over my hair. And I'm just going to do random sections. I curled my hair last night, so my hair is kind of, it's kind of leftover curly from that, but the ends feel kind of dry. So any questions, comments, go ahead and leave them down below. I will leave all of the products, any kind of little tips and tricks that I had mentioned in this video. I'll leave them down at the bottom. If you guys need to get in contact with me for any reason, my email is going to be in my description bar, and I am on Twitter at AbbieLizGale if you want to tweet me. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and hope you have an amazing day. Keep your head up, and just come and watch makeup with me next time. Thanks. Bye.